The phone call's just come in.
Oh, who is it?
Is it Wiggly Scott?
Oh, gadget! It's wiggin', 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 it's wiggin', wiggin', wiggin'.
It's me, it's Wiggly, and I'm back at last for another Fallout 4 Settlement build tour. This is the first build in my new playthrough. I did bring out a video just before I went saying that it would be a while until I brought out a video because I was starting a new game. This is quite early in the game. I haven't unlocked a fair few bit of stuff, and seeing as I'm not using FreeMaker, I didn't have that many materials. I haven't built that much here. And also, I didn't want to use Scrap That Settlement because it did cause issues with my last game. So it means that you've got lots of piles of crap laying around like this. So I thought, why not sort of go in with the keeping of the settlement and how it's built. And seeing as it used to be like a petrol station or a gas station, then we don't have cars now. So let's make it a bit of a robot station, if you will. It's kind of a junkyard. It's a junkyard, and this is where we produce most of the robots for the Wasteland. We've got here we produce robots that do all sorts of jobs in the Wasteland, but at the Mechanist lair, we actually produce robots that do the provisioners job. So yeah, as I say, it's a bit junky. I've tried to keep it in with the surroundings, and it's pretty much as it was when you got here, but I've tried to sort of subtly change it and add bits to it. Now, I don't know why, I keep getting the feeling that Sheffield's name is Dave. So I might refer to him a couple of times through this video as Dave. Dave Sheffield. I don't know why I've got that name in my head, but Dave's favourite drink obviously is this Nuka stuff. It's his prized possession. It's in the display cabinet. I don't have an actual working Nuka machine here because I don't want him filling himself to the gills with Nuka until he ends up walking around talking and glowing out of his head. So, as I said, so very subtle in here. Things are pretty much sort of as they were. This is the original weapons workbench. That's exactly where it stood, but I've glitched I've not glitched really. I've used Place Anywhere to get this steamer trunk into the underneath there, and put a little blue toolbox to match it. Put the bin there, and then I've made this little stack system, which each one of these radios is tuned to a different radio station, so you can turn on each one. But sometimes they take a while to load, or sometimes they might not load at all until you go into your Pip-Boy, turn on that radio station, then turn it off again, and you'll notice it plays out of the radio. I don't know why it has that problem. Is it playing music now? Yeah, it was just about, and the same goes for those two, but the bottom one seems to have a bit of trouble working. But the idea was there, and seeing as I wanted all the workstations in here, I use these miniature workstations to squeeze those into here. But none of these mods are sort of cheap mods, because this is only unlocked when I actually managed to unlock the other power armor station, if it was even unlockable, or if it was there, I can't remember, but whatever. So I've replaced this workstation with the nicer looking one without the horrible legs going across the floor, and I picked up all the tyres and stuff that I found laying around, and I used Place Anywhere to turn them into solid items like that, stop them getting kicked all around the place, you know. And also I took away the empty tool board that was here and replaced it with one that's got some tools on it. The tools aren't usable or interactive, it's just decorational. And as I just can't help it, I just have to organise. I mainly chuck my junk into all the settlements in across the Wasteland, as long as they're linked up to this settlement. But I just cannot resist having one place where I sort of organise stuff. So in there I've got all my favourite weapons that I don't want to carry around full time because they create too much weight, but I do want to keep them. And then in here I've got my power armour and stuff like that to go with in my workstation there. I've put that bottle of antifreeze on top of these bits that were already there. Yeah, I could have scrapped these, but as I said, I wanted to make the place sort of subtle and in with the keeping. So I've added a safe up there to represent that this is the safe that's got all my precious stuff in it. There's some of the stuff you only come across once in the game. It's early in the game, so there isn't that much of that stuff there. But I use Place Anywhere to get these cases into the shelves, and I've organised there. I've got me mines and me grenades and that, so I don't get overweight with that sort of stuff. And then in there, I've got all me what do you call them? Yeah, there they are. And then we got that there, me unique weapons and unique armors and what have you. I don't know where my sound went there. And in there is all my favourite sort of clothes. The clothes I like within the Wasteland. All the clothes I don't like, I just chuck them in there so they can be broken down when I've got the perk. This is my precious junk. This stuff I don't want broken down because I want to use it as decorations. So see, I'm very organisational. I've got my pre-war money because I'm hoping to build a pallet of pre-war money somewhere in the Wasteland at some point. Maybe at some casino or strip joint. So that's the workshop. I've got my little perk chart up there. And I even put one of these cryo cases in. It's got nothing in it at the moment, but there it is. Managed to carpet the place, make it not look so bad, but it was a bit of an afterthought. And I already decorated around the corner, so I didn't want to lift everything up. So I've only sort of did it here. And then I've taken the stuff that was on the shelf there, and I broke the shelf down because it was overhanging the door frame. I didn't like that. And I took all the stuff and chucked it in a box here, laying around on the floor. So there's the original bits. No, I couldn't resist that because it was in with the keeping of the petrol station, the old gas station explosion there. And we've got a couple of bits and pieces. I laid some junk all around the place. There's plenty of red rockets and junky bits and pieces. Now here, what I did, I glitched some the boxcar door into the window frame. So we've got a bit of a window going on. And I didn't like the fact that you could see it sliding along the frame, so I used these little sideways pieces of wood here that you get from one of the mods. I'll list it at the bottom of the screen there. You get those, and I just glitched them in there to sort of act as a runner for the windows to go along. There you go. They sort of overlap each other, and then this is solid to hide the gubbins of it all. And yeah, I've got some handy fuel and a little dartboard. I like that camera up there. It's cool, that is. But yeah, this is Dave's place, and he's constantly doing what I'm trying to do and clean up the Wasteland. If he would just get his cloth out for me now I'm doing a video, he won't, will he? Maybe edit that in afterwards. So yeah, there's his little bottle of Nuka-Cola, his trusty bottle of Nuka with him, and he's got some scales, I guess, for buying and selling junk.
Otherwise, it's all hazy.
Shut it, Dave! I'm trying to do a video. Right. Yeah, so a bit of DIY clutter there. And I've hand placed all of this stuff and turned it into solid items so I can run about on it and no one can knock my stuff over, look. So sue me if that's cheating. And I've even got this little distress pulsar which I got from somewhere and is still active. When you arrive at the site it says that it's picked up a distress signal. I don't know if that affects the game in any way, but I thought it was great, so I stuck it there. Got my little kitchen in here, so I've changed things a little bit. You see, that and that were already here. I just shifted them to the left a little bit, I think, or to the right, one way or the other. And I left it. Look, I even left the little original stereo on there. I've put a kettle on the stove. Put some green saucepans. We've got some got a stocked fridge there, and some paintings and what have you. Oh, look at that! We can't have that. See, this mod, it's funny. Once you place the item, you position it, and then when you go away, it will sink into the ground. And then when you come back, you lift it back up again, and that'll be the last time you need to touch it. It won't move again after that. There you go. Is that about right? Let's get it up there. Yeah, that's just about right, isn't it? And then now I won't have to touch that bottle again. The same thing happened with all the stuff over there. I had to come back and lift it all up, and it's not moved again since. So here's the little bedroom. Here's Dave's bedroom. I've just seen your bedroom, Dave. Showing people around. Yeah, so that's the original junk that was there, and I replaced the old filing cabinet with a new one. Stuck a camera on top for whatever reason. Put some dog food down for dog meat. It's green to match the green kitchen. Because Dave's colour orientated, ain't you, Dave? Look at him. One trouser leg. Right. And yeah, he's a bed with his little monkey on it. Monkey! And this is a great mod. This actually works with, like, you can, it's linked to all your workstation. 117 caps, Dave. Come on, Dave. The here he is cleaning the wasteland.
Wakes me up. Otherwise, it's all.
Cleaning the wasteland. So let's take a trip outside. As I say, it's early in the game. I knew what, because this is the second playthrough, I knew what this would look like once I'd finished with it. So I decided, is this my junkie place, that I would sort of build it here and let it forever remain a bit of junk. And then I've got my truck here. I'm really hoping my truck doesn't get blown up. Because I've chucked a grenade at it and then quit without saving, just to see what mess it would make, and it didn't look very good once it had exploded. I think it looks really nice there. However, I don't use Freemaker, but if I'm going to use Freemaker for one thing in its game, it'd be to give myself the grasshopper back that I stood on the hood of the truck there. So I've got a junky looking Ujima Flip. I've got a robots parts scavenging station. Maybe a little bit cheaty that, but it extends the game in my opinion. So I've got Sir Chops, who sort of he looks after that. He's the moany fella you pick up from God knows where. Oh, the Mechanist Lair. He does nothing but moan, so I called him Sir Chops. And I've got this. The reason I built this little hut over this gun is because it's quite a serious gun, and I don't want it turning round and firing into the settlement and possibly blowing up my truck, because I've got the old generators on the back of the truck there. So let's walk on through, and then obviously I've laid some junk around the place because it is a scrap yard. I've put some old broken bits and pieces there, and then I've built this little cage to stop people getting in through underneath the sign there, and it sort of protects this little water pump. That's enough water for Dave. And these generators, just I've done the old tidying gimmick with the tyres again there, and then these generators, they link to this to the power over there, which runs this shotgun turret, and then we've got the guard here, made in the robot making bit, which I haven't shown you yet, have I? And here is like the sort of entrance way, if you will, from the main road, which will kind of alert anyone. Dave will phone up Sanctuary and say there's people just came through here, they looked a bit shifty, you know. Another car that I've got under heavy protection. I've made sure to keep my turret guns in the bog to keep it away from you know, keep them firing out of the settlement. So here, as far as cheating goes, this is a little bit cheaty. This is the auto butcher. When people come and attack, we can kill them and chuck them through there. But I see it as a game extension more than a cheat, because it took plenty of work to get the materials for that and to actually get them to sit down there nice and tidy. And it takes quite a lot of hassle carrying the bodies over and chucking them on there. It's a lot of fun. It adds to the game, and it gives me bone that I otherwise wouldn't have had. So, sue me. Yeah, and there's a storage conveyor. And there's a robot disassembler, which is pretty much the same as the butcher, but it's for robots. I've got my little switch to operate it here. This thing, I post-glitched that into there and accidentally sunk the entire settlement. And it took me many hours to get the settlement back 2 inches higher than what it was. So I'd sunk everything into the ground. But here's Dave's little area, and I tell you what, once we actually get raided by a couple of animals, some rad stags or something like that, I don't know, something nice, we can chuck them through the grinder there, and they'll come round to here, and the meat will go in there, and we could chuck the meat straight on the cooker and have a little barbie. Can't we? Right, so yeah, we got a little sign out there, because what I was going to call this place was Rupert's Red Rockets, reliable, rare, robust, riot-ready, radical, wrecking, ripping robots. But then I thought I couldn't fit that all on the sign, so we'll just have the little junk sign out here. You're happy with that, innit? Because his name's not Rupert either, it's Dave, so... Innit, Dave? Sorry, right. So, yeah, there's my little window. So let's go around the back. I took the original Nuka machine away, and... I turned it around and replaced it one with the back missing off it. I thought it looked more junky and what have you. And then here we got my little robots assembly place, which I never actually got around to decorating. It's quite plain. Let's jump out of the settlement and show you around here. This is where the power is. I might end up having to make a two-way switch so we can actually get out the other way. And this is the only way round I could actually fit the workbench in here. It wouldn't go green no matter where you put it. And I didn't want it, once it's operating, to be clipping through the stairs or through the door there. So if you actually shut the door, you could see that there's just enough room for it to swing past the shutter. So yeah, I was going to decorate it in here, but we'd gotten quite high to the build limit, so I didn't want to stress it out too much this early in the game. So we shut the door there, and I've got another enclosed turret thingy so that it fires out that way. Sort of looks after my provisioner. Seems to go off up that hill, so this gun sort of looks out for him, and I've got my little turret stand over there as well in the corner. And then we can go up the stairs here. We've got the old satellite thing that broke down, and because once it blew up, the wires were sort of floating in midair, so I've put the wires onto that conduit. Managed to glitch the conduit inside there and make it look a bit better. And then up here, I'm thinking of doing something. I'll show you that after once we've said our goodbye. So touch my buttons if I've touched yours. Follow me on the Twitter at WIGG1Y. And most importantly to me, comment in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Do you mind if I just take a look around?
Oh, I suppose we aren't that busy. Go ahead.
Let's have some bowling. Hold on. Where does he go toilet? Lebo!